Hi, I'm Carrie, and this is the energy reading for the second week of February. I'm using the same cards that I used last week, which is the Real Talk Tarot, the Oracle of the Seven Energies, and my little Oracle deck that I put together many years ago. I'm going to get the cards shuffled up, and I will be back with this week's reading. Okay, so here's our cards for the second week of February. We're starting out this week with the energy of body and soul. And this card is about self nurturing and self worth and your self identity. Because if you look at these four cards, take this one out, these four cards right here, they scream, I need a break. I need a vacation. I'm planning a vacation. I'm getting away. I mean, all of this screams like travel. So for some of you, I'm going to just put that forward. For some of you, what you are looking at is making plans for a getaway, actually making plans this week, possibly to travel, or thinking ahead towards the summer and traveling then. But that's really what these cards all together bring forward first. But with this body and soul and that self care, self nurture, your self identity right above the Nine of Cups. So this tells me that I feel like there is a wish. You're waiting for something. You're wishing for something. While the card usually means wishes fulfilled, it's also about our joy and our happiness and feeling fulfilled in our life in one way or another. But coupled with what else I have here on the table, and since this really means self identity, I feel like maybe you could be wishing for something different or comparing yourself, especially with the Two of Wands here, comparing yourself to someone else's life or what they've succeeded in or where they're at compared to where you're at, and measuring your joy against them. And this is the week to bring yourself back into you, to focus on what it is that you need to fulfill your own cup, to fulfill your joy and your happiness in your life. And I feel like with the Two of Wands on the other side here, I feel like this is a nod to I've been down this road before. I've started a plan, but I never followed through with it because I've got the Chariot card with this disruption in between. So if you've tried a different plan, tried to figure out ways to nurture yourself, tried to figure out, what it is that you need in your life to bring you joy, make you feel fulfilled in one way or another, and it hasn't panned out, maybe that's because the motivation and the drive wasn't there at that time. But now with the Chariot here on the other side, and she's kind of leaning in this direction, maybe you're in a place this week that you can put that plan in place in order to start engaging with those things that bring you some joy, fulfilling your cup, fulfilling those things in your life that bring that level of happiness in one way or another, and stop identifying your life against someone else's, or comparing, I should say, your life against someone else's. The fact I have this one single arrow here on this Chariot card pointing, and it's right in alignment with this body and soul, tells me that it is now time to step into that energy. It's now time to look at things at a whole, look at your life as a whole, and see what has been neglected, what you aren't admitting to yourself, and maybe how you can start thriving again in your life. Because the other Oracle card here is life was meant for a great adventure. So if we go back to last week where you were burdened and you were being asked to let go and to remove those things that are draining you, maybe this is the week to step into that self-care energy and to get a plan in place while the motivation is there in order to bring some of that joy and happiness back in. And what I find really interesting here is these two cards, because if you look at them, the color palette is so similar. We've got this color here and these petals now make up this entirety back of this background. You have this greenery here of the heart. Maybe this is unfolded, opened up, blossomed in one way into this spiral and into, I think this is a lotus flower that's right here. So if we look at this together, you have what you let go of last week is going to blossom you into who you really are and show you what it is that you have been missing in your life all this time. And I just find that really interesting. And the fact that I said, that it's time to start thriving again, that goes along well with this life was meant for a great adventure. If we look here, we got the yellow and the orange right here, and we got the yellow and the orange in these balloons also. So the motivation is there for something different, for some more excitement, to maybe get out of those same routines. And the only way to do that is start taking care of yourself first. But it's time to put a plan in place and actually stick to it with this chariot card over here. Another thing is this body and soul card is a reminder that it's one, that it's not two separate things. So your body and your soul are calling out for you to pay attention. Are you taking care of your physical health? Are you taking care of your spiritual health, your emotional health, whatever that it means or looks like for you? Are you neglecting it? Are you too busy wishing for something else? Like I said, in that comparison state. So I find it interesting how those cards from last week and this one really coincide with one another. So let me know how this resonates for you in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to see more readings from me. And if you would like to support me here on this channel, you could buy me a coffee through my Ko-fi link below. So until I see you next time, have a fabulous week.